Whoa! Though it's not quite generally known that I'm the one horsepower behind the throne, yet lots of people are in clover simply due to things that I put over. Just pick up your favorite magazine, peruse the ads, and you'll see what I mean. For each relationship you see is wholly owing to me. For I presented Mr. Morgan to Mr. Hodges. I presented Mr. Pete to Mr. Rogers. I introduced Mr. Cross to Mr. Mark, Mr. Lord to Mr. Taylor, Mr. Tilford to Mr. Park. It's entirely thanks to me, though few people know it, that dear old Mr. Shandon met that dear old Mr. Moet. But the greatest introduction that I ever put through was when I presented myself to you.
I presented Mr. Morgan to Mr. Hodges. I presented Mr. P to Mr. Rogers. I introduced Mr. Cross to Mr. Mark, Mr. Lord to Mr. Taylor, Mr. Tilford to Mr. Park. It's entirely thanks to me, though few people know it, that dear old Mr. Shandon met that dear old Mr. Moet. But the greatest introduction that I ever put through was when I presented myself to you.
I should like you all to know I'm a famous gigolo. And of lavender, my nature's got just a dash in it. As I'm slightly undersexed, you will always find me next to a dowager who's wealthy rather than passionate. Go to one of those nightclub places and you'll find me stretching my braces, pushing ladies with lifted faces round the floor. But I must confess to you, there are moments when I'm blue, and I ask myself whatever I do it for. I'm a flower that blooms in the winter, sinking deeper and deeper in snow. I'm a baby who has no mother but jazz. I'm a gigolo. Every morning when labor is over, to my sweet-scented lodgings I go. Take my glass from the shelf and look at myself. I'm a gigolo. I get stocks and bonds from faded blondes every 25th of December. But I'm just a pet that men forget, and only tailors remember. Yet when I see the way all the ladies treat their husbands who put up the dough, you cannot think me odd if then I thank God I'm a gigolo.
If a girl in any sector makes you feel like a puppy called Hector, and you're longing to subject her, to elect her your wife and protect her, if she's just as sweet as nectar, but of your job she's no respecter, become a cop, band director, and you never, never will miss. In the Gilded Age, a Wall Street millionaire was the answer to a working maiden's prayer. But today she'd chuck that nearly 50 grand for the leader of a big-time band.
In the days when Casanova was
come to. 'Cause there's nothing when you're out like being band. I'm the leader of a big-time band. When in Reno, now, all the chaps who wore their chaps would wear them down. But today the only rider they demand is the leader of a big-time band. When Salome got John the Bean by the head, it appears he wasn't kosher in the bed. But today who'd be that boy she'd like to land? Why, the leader of a big-time band. When Dorsey begins to tilt that horn about, dear Mrs. Vanderbilt bumps herself out. So if you say you still can play a one-night stand and a one and a two and a three, be the leader of a big-time band. Do-ah, 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 do-ah. The gods who nurse this universe think little of mortal cares. They sit in crowds on exclusive clouds and laugh at our love affairs. I might have had a real romance if they'd given me the chance. I loved him, but he didn't love me. I wanted him, but he didn't want me. Then the gods had a spree and indulged in another whim. Now he loves me, but I don't love him. I've told this tale with its weary wail to several devoted wives. They said, you're young, you've simply sung the story of our lives. So maybe there are couples here who have had the same career. You but he didn't love you. You wanted him, but he didn't want you. Then the gods saw you too and indulged in another whim. Now he loves you, but you don't love him.
I happen to like New York. I happen to like this town. I like the city air, I like to drink of it. The more I know New York, the more I think of it. I like the sight and the sound and even the stink of it. I happen to like New York. I like to go to Battery Park and watch those liners booming in. I often ask myself, why should it be that they should come so far from across the sea? I suppose it's because they all agree with me. They happen to like New York. Last Sunday afternoon, I took a trip to Hackensack, and after I gave Hackensack the once-over, I took the next train back. I happen to like this town. I happen to love this burg. And when I have to give the world a last farewell, and the undertaker starts to ring my funeral bell, I don't want to go to heaven, don't want to go to hell. I happen to like New York. I happen to like New York.
I've just read of Cleopatra, that glamorous empire chatra, who to Caesar lost her heart as well as her head. But that early Roman Nazi was so mean to his Cleopatsy that she fell in love with Mark Antony instead. To worship two men in turn may be sublime, but oh, it's hell when you care for both at the same time. What shall I do?
She's in a quandary.
Just imagine all I'm going through.
For you.
I love not one but two. What shall I do?
Choose me.
Choose me.
I'm in a spot.
She's losing sleep now.
Cupid's given me a double shot.
Thanks a lot.
So won't you tell me what as well as what not shall I do?
Choose me. Choose me.
Two men appear,
I'll be loyal.
each a swell Apollo Belvedere,
Sincere.
each one ideal, but though a fairly itch to, I don't know which to hitch to. I can't marry both.
So make your mind up.
After all, this isn't Timbuktu.
That's true.
That's the reason I appeal to you and you. What shall I do?
Choose me.
Choose me.
What shall I do?
Choose me.
Choose me.
What shall I do?
Ladies and gentlemen, when my heart is sick, I've got a remedy that does the trick. So ladies and gentlemen, whenever you're blue, I advise you to try my remedy too. Just say, tomorrow your troubles will be done.
Tomorrow, your troubles will be
Tomorrow your
done.
victory will be won.
Tomorrow, your victory will be won.
Tomorrow we're all gonna have fun, 'cause there ain't gonna be no sorrow
We're all gonna
tomorrow.
have fun, 'cause there ain't gonna be no sorrow tomorrow.
Yes, yes, tomorrow. It's all gonna be grand. Tomorrow, you'll start leading the band. Tomorrow, we live in a new land, 'cause there ain't gonna be no sorrow tomorrow.
There ain't gonna be no season dry. You ain't gonna see no clouds cry. You ain't gonna have quiet.
So why do you fret and make yourself iller? You'll feel like a killer-diller.
Tomorrow, you wake up and feel swell. Tomorrow, you start ringing the bell. Tomorrow.
be no sorrow tomorrow. Tomorrow, plumpish women who are bigger than whales will wake up to find out they're thinner than rails. Even little Elsa Maxwell will no longer break the scales, 'cause there ain't gonna be no sorrow tomorrow. We'll have so much spare time that all the Eugene O'Neill plays that lasted for 7 hours will last for days. And to make our foreign spending even grander, I propose to throw out Roosevelt and put in little Billy Rose. Tomorrow, you'll wake up and feel swell. Tomorrow, you'll start ringing the bell. Tomorrow, we're all gonna raise hell, 'cause there ain't gonna be no sorrow tomorrow. And so, why borrow? Even what the hell is this? This is my number, now cut it out, you roughnecks! Delinquents, that's what you are now. Quit that spinning! Lift me straight in the air and let's give it a big up. Hey, yo, spin! Now cut that out! And professional! Here's a bit of news that's quite a shocker, proving Mother Nature still has charm.
Quoting Mr. Charlie Knickerbocker, get in the swim and buy a farm.
Acres of our valley enchant our top who's who.
So the moment that this row is over, what say if we go hayseed too? For farming, that's the passion. Farming, that's the passion of our great
Kit Cornell is shelling peas.
Lady Mendel's climbing trees.
Dear Mae West is at her best in the hay.
Hey!
stomping through the thickets, romping with the crickets, makes them feel more glamorous and more gay.
They tell me cows that are feeling milky give more cream when they're milked by Wilkie.
Farming is so charming, they all say. Farming, that's the fashion. Farming, that's the passion of our great celebrities of today.
Monty Woolley, so I've heard, has boll weevils in his beard. Michael Strange has got the mange, will it stay?
Crossing of the clover crossing, when it's over, makes them feel more glamorous and more gay.
The natives think it's utterly utter when Margie Hart starts churning her butter.
Farming is so charming, they all say.
Farming, that's the passion. Farming, that's the passion
Of our great celebrities of today.
today.
Now don't inquire of Georgie Raft why his cow has never calved. Georgie's bull is beautiful, but he's gay.
Hey!
Bodies are well
Singing while the raking, bringing home the bacon, makes them feel more glamorous and more gay.
Miss Barbara Hutton, so the folks tattle, got well goosed while dehorning her cattle.
Farming is so charming, they all
way down upon the Swanyay River.
farming, I said farming is so charming. They all give yourself a break, get a shovel and a rake, go out and buy a farm.
If you're fond of fancy things, diamond clips and emerald rings, if you want your man to come through, give him the ooh la la. If your car is asked to stop by some handsome traffic cop, lest you want a ticket or two, give him the ooh-la-la. If Napoleon at Waterloo, la-la, had an army of debutantes to give the British the well-known ooh-la history of France, when your favorite Romeo grabs his hat and starts to go, don't reveal the fact you are blue. Don't break down and start to boo-hoo. There's just one thing for you, la-la, to-la-la, do-la-la. Dance a hula and give him the ooh-la-la. If the tax man calls one day and insists you pay and pay just to cut your taxes in two, give him the la-la. If your rich old Uncle Ben starts to make his will again just before that lawyer is due, give him the la-la. If Mr. Roosevelt decides to rule-la-la until the year 1944, he better teach Eleanor how to ooh-la-la, and he'll be elected once more. Now, if your bridegroom at the church starts to leave you in the lurch, don't proceed to fall in a faint. Don't run wild and crack up a saint. There's just one thing for you, la-la, to-la-la, do-la-la. Go to Lula and give him the ooh-la-la, la-la, la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Since I went on the wagon, I'm certain drink is a major crime. For when you lay off the liquor, you feel so much slicker. Well, that is most of the time. But there are moments, sooner or later, when it's tough. I've got to say, not to say, waiter. Make it another old-fashioned, please. Make it another double old-fashioned, please. Make it to Joy Crew. Make it for one of love's new refugees. Once high in my castle, I reign supreme. And oh, what a castle built on a heavenly dream. Then quick as a lightning flash, that castle began to crash. So make it another old-fashioned, please. Leave out the cherry, leave out the orange, leave out the bitters. Just make it a straight ride.
And now, we are proud to present New York's most incurable disease, Miss Mabel Mercer.
With a million neon rainbows burning below me, and a million blazing taxis roar, here I sit above the town high-yetted gown down in the depths of the 90th floor, while the crowds at Morocco punish the parquet, and at 21 the couples clamor for more. I'm deserted and depressed in my regal nest down in the depths of the north, when the only one you wanted wants another. What's the good of swank occasion of Bangalore? Why, even the janitor's wife has a perfectly good love life. And here am I, facing tomorrow, alone with my sorrow, down in the depths of the 90th floor. I've got the blues. I've got the blues. I've got the blues.
Men will be our ruins.
I've got the blues.
Men are undoings.
I've got the
men
blues. I've got the blues.
We've got the blues.
Most gentlemen don't like love, kick it around. Most gentlemen can't take love, 'cause most gentlemen ain't that profound. Now just remember, when you get that glance, a romp and a quickie is all little Dickie means when he mentions romance. Most gentlemen don't like love. I've been in love, and I know what I'm talking of, but oh, to my woe I have found they just like to kick it around. Now if some fine day your boyfriend should say he love you forever and part from you never, just push him out of the hay. Way, the word is way. Sorry. Most gentlemen don't like love, they just like to kick it around. I've got the blues. Men will be our blues. I've got the blues. They just like to kick it around, honey. And now it's medley time, Cole Porte medley time. It's time to bring to you a list of all the hits that we have missed. And have we ever been clever, oh brother? For you will notice in the lyrics how one word leads to another. If a custom-tailored vet asks me out for something wet, and the vet begins to pet, I shout hooray!
Hooray!
But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. It's true to you. Why don't you take me home to meet your mother? You know I'd love to meet your mother. You know I'd love to meet your sister Sue too. I'd even rather meet your brother. I love your whole family. Be so easy to love, easy to idolize. Well, take off your skin. That's the best part.
Deep in my heart, you're really a part.
were entrancing. My epiglottis filled him with glee. He did a double hurdle when I shook my pelvic girdle, but he never said he loved me. He said my
Heart belongs to Daddy, so I simply couldn't be bad. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So if
you're ever in a jam, here I am.
Yes, here I am. And if you're ever down a well, ring my bell.
just ring my bell.
And if you ever lose your teeth when you're out to dine, borrow mine. It's friendship, friendship.
Just one of those things, just one of those crazy flings, one of those bells that now and then rings. Just
Got pinched in the Astor Bar.
Well, did you ever? What a swell party this is. What daiquiris.
What sherry, please?
What burgundy? What
cold long.
ale? Apple for sale. If you want to buy my wares, follow me and climb the
National Gallery, rival salary, or cellophane.
Cellophane, you can turn my head with flattery.
Power of Pisa.
Foolish phrases make a fool of me. I hope you'll never, never stop.
But if baby I
With you once more under the stars and down by the shore, an orchestra's playing.
and even the palms seem to be swaying.
When love comes in and takes you for a spin, ooh la la la, c'est magnifique. If
Some night you're free, then it's alright. It's
not 'cause I wouldn't, not 'cause I shouldn't, and Lord knows it's not 'cause I couldn't. It's simply because I'm the laziest gal in town.
I care for you much too much. So get out of town, for darling, we touch too much.
The night is long, the skies are clear.
one more time, we want to try something.
The night is
You
long, the
are
skies are
to
clear.
me,
And if you wanna go walking, dear, it's the life. It's the living,
Enough! This farce is ended, the curtain's drawn.
but every time
Well, then we'll sim. They're opening another show.